We're kicking off a deep dive today for a very specific group of people. Maybe for you, the sandwich generation.
Right. If you're navigating that really stressful world of senior care.
It's impossible. So our mission here is to shortcut that learning curve. We're reviewing insights from a developer named Brett Chodkevys.
And he's someone who got so fed up with the quality of assisted living that he just decided to build his own solution.
Exactly. So to start, I think we need to understand the landscape. What is the spectrum of care we're even talking about?
It's a really good place to start. I mean, it ranges from low-need independent living, which is basically just apartment living, all the way up to assisted living, where, you need help with meds, maybe bathing.
And then the high-need end.
That's memory care. We're talking about complex medical management, sometimes incontinence support, even two-person transfers.
Which is a total loss of mobility.
Complete loss, yeah.
And having that clarity is so important. Because Brett's motivation, it was deeply personal.
It was.
His 100-year-old grandmother, she was put in one of those big 64-bed facilities and just declined instantly.
But when he moved her into the small, specialized home he built for her, the source says she, and this is a quote, came back to life.
So the environment itself can be that critical, maybe even more so than the corporate training manuals.
It's absolutely pivotal. And Brett's answer to this crisis was what he calls assisted living mansions.
Okay, what does that mean?
Think very large, like 10,000 square foot luxury homes, but they only house 16 private rooms.
So it's small, it's residential.
Exactly. It has a chef, a salon. It feels like a real home, not a cold institutional facility.
But, a beautiful building is one thing. What about the people? Brett says he's essentially selling love. How do you staff for that?
That is the hardest part of any 24/7, 365 operation. It's all about the culture,
right?
Intensive training, and being really quick to remove people who cut corners.
So a bad culture can sink even the nicest building.
Oh, absolutely. He found that great staff can make an okay building work, but a bad culture will destroy a palace.
That makes total sense.
Oh.
Okay, let's get into the financial reality. That kind of quality sounds staggering.
It is. It's exclusively private pay.
So for the average family, where does that kind of capital come from?
Well, what's fascinating here, for the baby boomer generation specifically, is that the primary funding source is the parents' house.
Their most leveraged asset.
By far. They sell the home, and that equity is converted directly into a fund for their pair.
And that's a necessity because of what Brett calls the end-of-life funnel. Can you explain that?
Yeah, it's this unavoidable progression. You might start in an apartment for, say, $2,500 a month.
Okay.
But then you graduate to assisted living, which jumps to $5,000 or $6,000 a month.
And then the bottom of the funnel?
Is high-intensity memory care. That can easily hit $8,000 or even $12,000 a month.
$12,000, wow. Especially in places like the Northeast.
You can see why families try to put it off.
But the value proposition isn't just luxury, right? It's the avoidance of tragedy. You're paying to prevent neglect, bed sores, depression.
All of it. The poor communication you hear about in those large, understaffed facilities, you're paying for peace of mind.
Exactly. And that brings us to the future, because there's this massive market wave happening right now.
A huge one. The baby boomers are just now entering this age bracket. It's creating a 20-year wave of unprecedented need.
So for an entrepreneur listening, this isn't just a crisis, it's a massive opportunity.
A huge one.
We know zoning and licensing are huge barriers. So what's the actionable trick that Brett figured out?
This is the really surprising part. Instead of fighting for that prohibitively expensive commercial zoning,
right,
he says to find cheaper land, like land zoned for agriculture, and then you pursue a special use permit.
Which is much easier to get.
And cheaper. The total development cost is still substantial, around $3 to $4 million.
So it was a lot of money.
But the returns are strong. A successful 16-resident home like his can gross $130,000 a month. He says it's like swimming downriver.
That's a powerful idea for middle-class entrepreneurs to build something better in their own community.
Absolutely.
So here's the final thought for anyone wrestling with this decision. When you're facing this choice, the question isn't just, what can we afford?
No.
It's, what is the true, painful cost of settling for subpar care?
That's the challenge to think about today.
If you want to hear Brett's full discussion, especially on those zoning tricks and the 3 partners he says you need to start, listen to the full episode. It's episode 324 of the About That Wallet podcast.
It's a great listen.
And if you found this deep dive helpful, please share it with a loved one who might be navigating this right now.